night. We knew it was a big night coming into tonight. Top two both playing at the same time. Both with games that you would have expected them to win, but I said at the start, I think they will both win, but none of them are gimmies. And, you know, Forest have got so much to play for themselves. They're fighting for their lives, especially with West Ham doing so well and teams around them picking up points. They had to try to get something today. And as I said, Forest have got a good squad. You know, that squad can't be taken lightly. So it was a big night. Could be a pivotal night in the title race, but there are still plenty of games to go. Manchester City simply can't slip up again, though. They can't go further away. They've got to put the pressure on Arsenal from now on in.
What's it like when you come off the pitch and you've done your job, and then someone says to you, "Oh, they've drawn or they've lost"? I mean, how?
It's a massive bonus. It really is a massive bonus. You know, you're walking off. All you're interested in is your result, but when you hear your local rivals and the team you're going to be going all the way with you have dropped points, it's a massive, massive boost. It really is for the players. So they'll be absolutely delighted with the result themselves, but they'll also be delighted with what happened at the Etihad. And obviously, as Michael says, there's lots and lots of football still to be played, but you want them, the little bonuses along the way. And now it is in Arsenal's hands. So it's all down. And I'm sure the fans enjoy their journey on the way home, the Arsenal fans. As you can see, they're celebrating the win, but they're also celebrating the 2 points drop for Man City.
I think if you had asked Arsenal before the night, if they had just sustained and kept their difference, they would have been happy. On paper, I think that they probably had the harder game. They're playing against someone higher in the league. They're away from home. Manchester City obviously playing at home against a team fourth from bottom. So I think if you'd said to Arsenal, you're both going to draw or you're both going to win, they would have snapped your hand off. To gain 2 points on a night like tonight, double bonus for them.
Yeah, and reminder what is left for these two teams. It isn't in City's hands now, and City have just played, actually. Forest, of course, battling for their lives. Their next Premier League game is away at West Ham. Before that, they got the FA Cup at Newcastle and an away trip to Real Madrid as well. Mansfield and Leverkusen for Arsenal before they play Everton. And then, of course, that big game at Wembley between the two, and then the meeting at the Etihad in match week 30.
Some huge games there, Steve, but if you just take the Premier League games in isolation, you've got Manchester City going away at West Ham and Arsenal playing at home to Everton, and then you've got Manchester City going away to Chelsea while Arsenal are at home to Bournemouth, and then they play each other, and it's at, obviously,
the Etihad.
At the Etihad. But those two games, I would almost say that Arsenal have got the easier two games. West Ham away and Chelsea away for Manchester City. They're two difficult games. So, again, from City's point of view, they need to just keep tabs now. They need to keep matching them and then hope that when they play each other, that they win.
You're making Ray very excited with that analysis there.
No, I certainly believe that Arsenal got the better running. Last year, they probably had the harder running, but this year, certainly there's games there, especially home games. You know, the crowd will be really up for it now because they know they've got that gap. And as Michael says, West Ham are fighting for their lives. Chelsea, we saw their result tonight, a really good performance. So as an easy game at Stamford Bridge. So Arsenal certainly in pole position, as they say.
OK, you wouldn't expect him to be any more committal than that, but a huge 3 points. And you've played a lot of those games on the way to your titles where you're not at your best, but you keep a clean sheet and it's just all about the result.
Absolutely. They'll be going back on the coach later, really pleased with themselves because they hanged in there. I mean, Brighton were very good. They created lots and lots of chances, but the defence again come out on tops. And it's all when you, as I said before, when you pick that trophy up at the end of the season, you don't analyse every game and say we was poor against Brighton away. You just take the moment when you pick it up. So they'll be delighted, and Mikel will be absolutely delighted with the Man City result as well. Deep down, he didn't really show it in the interview, but he will be really excited about what happened at the Etihad by Man City dropping 2 points as well.
Yeah, landmark night for Bukayo Saka. I mean, as he said, for someone so young to get to 300 games. And I think, quote, that Fabian Hertzler has said after the game, that we were the only team trying to play football, and I will never have my team to try and win a game in that manner.
Well, he's capable of saying things like that, isn't he?
He's not going for a title, though,
He's not, no. He might change his mind if he's going for a title, and any old winner will do. Listen, Arsenal have played well for the vast majority of the season. And it's the oldest saying in the book, really. The oldest saying in the football book is, to win the league, sometimes you've got to win playing ugly. Arsenal have done that as well this season. Fair play to them. They find a way of winning. And that starts, in Arsenal's case, with having a real strong base, very good goalkeeper, very organised defence, solid midfield. They aren't what Liverpool have been, aren't what Manchester City have been over the last decade or so, basically blitzing teams through goals, conceding maybe 2 or 3 themselves, but scoring 4 or 5 themselves. So they're not that style of the play. They're very organised, they're well drilled, and as Ray said, as soon as they score 1, you rarely see them not picking up the points. Of course, they had a bit of a blip against Wolves not so long ago, 2-0 up and drawing. But apart from that, when they score, it's, you can just see them shutting out games, closing out games. And they hardly created a thing tonight. But Brighton didn't really look like scoring either. They had a lot of pressure, but Arsenal defended their box really well.
Yeah, just to back you up, 10 wins this season by a 1-goal margin. They didn't have many opportunities, but perhaps not surprisingly, Fabian Hertz has said it was a definite penalty at the end of the first half. Vifa fouled by Martinelli, he said. Did they get a little bit fortunate here?
Yes, I think they did. Look, you can see Martinelli there. He's not even looking at the ball, and he goes down into the box. And I was pretty surprised that it didn't go to VAR. I'm really surprised that maybe, and that's what the manager was having a little word with the fourth official. But as you see there, there's definitely contact. Whether they've both got each other's arms is another matter. But really, they got fortunate because another time that would have been a penalty, and a lot of penalties we've seen for that sort of incident. So I think Arsenal got away with one there.
We've got a real problem, I feel, in the game at the moment with pulling, with blocking, shirt pulling, things like that. I think when it's so obvious, VAR are not doing themselves any favours by not sending the referee to the monitor there with that one. There's enough 50-50s, there's enough blocking of goalkeepers on corners that it's very hard to... But when there's one that obvious, then I think they are leaving themselves to, out there to be hung, drawn and quartered for not having a look at that one. That looked like a stonewaller to me. OK,
interesting, but Arsenal got the job done.
OK, there we go. Fabian Hertzler speaking about his disappointment in that loss. And he might be really disappointed with the goal scorer, Bukayo Saka. Hi, great to see you. Listen, Bukayo, first of all, congratulations on what looked like a difficult game to get over the line, but helped massively by the only goal in the game scored by you. Just tell me, in the context of tonight, this result, Man City dropping points too, how big a night was this?
Yeah, this feels like a massive win, definitely, for us. Obviously, on the pitch, we didn't know the score, but we heard the fans celebrating like out of nowhere. So I kind of knew in my head something went well in the other games. But, we focused on here, got the result done. Yeah, we feel good about it.
Okay, I'm going to show you the scenes, actually, the full-time scenes of the away fans that made their way here to the Amex. The celebration for your goal and the full-time 3 points, and then a double celebration from when they found out Manchester City had dropped points as well. Look at the relief in their face. Do you guys feel that in the dressing room as well?
Yeah, of course. It's a nice feeling. Yeah, no, for us it's a nice feeling. But, like we said, we try to just focus on getting our result done, and then the rest is out of our control.
Does that make it real tonight, an extra dimension where you're playing the same time as City, and then you get that extra buzz from the crowd? Does it make it feel like you really are in a race here to win this?
Yeah, well, we know we're in a race, and it's very tight, and it's been like that for the last few years. But, yeah, tonight especially, we play at the same time, and, we both needed to win, massive games. And, yeah, we did, they didn't, so we can be happy today.
Bukayo, you took your time coming to us, which is fine, but I'm kind of guessing that it was going off in the dressing room. So come on, fill us in, because you've mentioned about it, you're playing it cool.
Don't get sucked into telling her too much.
No, I'm not going to. Thank you, man. Thank you. No. Obviously, we're going to enjoy the result. For us, it feels, like I said, it feels like a massive result, regardless of the City result. But, yeah, we know, especially today, this game was quite ugly for us. We know we didn't play our best, but it's about getting results sometimes, and that's what we did tonight. And for us, that's massive. We showed that we can do it in contexts like this.
And I've got to ask, and you're like, oh, again. But captain tonight, 300 appearance. Surely you have dreamt of lifting that trophy and what it would mean to you as a fan and to everyone involved. Come on.
Of course, 100%. But like I said, that's out of my control, I just try and focus on what I can, and that's helping my team. helping trying to win games for my team. And luckily tonight we did that, and that's all I can focus on.
So professional, love it.
I can't, you know it, you know how it goes.
Congratulations on your 300 appearance,
Thank
captain.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you so
wanted to
much.
pick on that as well, because 300 appearances is very impressive and must be just like incredible.
24 years
for,
of age.
Yeah, for an
I'm going to
Arsenal
blow
fan.
the record away if you want.
Oh my days. I couldn't believe it. They actually told me yesterday that if I played today, I'd be 300 appearances. I was in shock.
Yeah, that's not bad. 24.
And it's almost meant to be that you scored the goal, and how important it turned to be as well.
Yeah, I just feel so happy right now. I feel blessed. I feel joy, to wear the armband. 300 appearances, massive win. Yeah, I'm happy. Let's continue moving like this.
Let's have a look at this goal anyway. Look, it was obviously orchestrated by you. Took a couple of deflections on the way in, but they all count.
Listen, we take them as they come. When I shot, I was quite confused as it went in, but like I said, we take them all.
You had a chance just before that, and you probably had more time than you realised.
Yeah,
and I wondered if there was a bit of anger in that shot because you thought, do you know what, I'm gonna go for it here. I might get lucky.
Yeah, I remember that chance. I thought I should have been a bit more direct. So when I got the ball there, I said I'm going to be direct and go for it. And yeah, the ball went in the net. Thank you, God, for that goal.
Was it nice to be 1v1 because you're double teamed all the time? Was it nice just to have that?
Yeah, it's amazing. For me, when I get that window and it's just 1v1, I know I have to take it because it doesn't come as often as it did before,
Bukayo, I know you're probably quite used to it now. You're playing for Arsenal and been in multiple title chases now too, but is it difficult to block out all the noise? And what is it that you and your players do to kind of detract from that?
No, I think the noise is all external, so it's mainly social media and pundits and stuff like that. And, it's not easy, but it's quite easy solution, if you don't go on it and, expose yourself to that, then you can be away from that. But naturally, it will come to you. You have to be mentally strong, and it's a battle that we faced this generation of players. But
you manage your time.
Strong.
It seems like a long time between the games, although it isn't, is it? Because you've got 2 games in a week. I mean, 3 victories that you've had now.
Yeah.
And it's about managing the minutes on the pitch, isn't it? But you've just got to love and enjoy it. And embrace it. And I just think it gives you that belief and that strength when you get a result like this tonight.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, we'll let you go and enjoy it. Congratulations.
Keep
3
warm,
points,
fella.
a clean
so
sheet,
much.
300 appearances, amazing. Great win tonight. Well done. Bukayo Saka going to rejoin his team. Why don't we get some reaction from that man, Mikel Arteta, because I'm sure he'd be delighted with that as well. Let's hear from him now, speaking with Danny.
Mikel, congratulations. How pleased are you to tick off another difficult away trip with 3 points?
Yeah, this was a really difficult one, and everything that we've been through in the last few weeks as well. We knew it was going to be a really, really tough test, and we went through it.
We mentioned before the last 2 wins feel like they've been won in very different ways. Was tonight almost winning in a third different way in 3 games?
Every game in the Premier League offers you different things, and in relation to the context that you face as well, the moment of the players as well, the issues that we had even with the players that started. So big credit to the boys because the effort they put in is astronomical. I think on the day there are certain things that we have to do better, but the commitment and the desire to win that they have is incredible.
What more can you say about Bukayo Saka? 300 Arsenal appearances tonight, and he marks it with a goal he almost made his own luck for.
I didn't know it was that many, but at his age, it's just incredible what he's doing, the consistency that he's showing, and it's a pleasure to have him.
It's another clean sheet, 14 for the season, 1 more than he managed in the entirety of last year. To do it the way you did tonight with a centre-back coming in and then having to rejig it again, how pleased were you with the way that they kept the concentration when Brighton were really pushing second half?
Yeah, we are missing quite a lot of players in the back line, and we have to make certain adjustments today, but again, the commitment of every player, it's unbelievable, and that's the reason why we do what we do.
I know you said at the weekend that you've got a very strong heart and you can cope with the late games, but what were the last few minutes like?
But it's going to be like this. When you look at the other games and the margins and how difficult it is to beat opponent in this league now, it's the reality. So we have to face it.
I'm sure, as you know, this will be the last time, I think, until you play each other and then on the final day that you play at the same time as Manchester City. They've dropped points tonight, so the gap is 7 points. With 8 games to go, how much does that matter right now?
Well, we did what we had to do, and that's what we have to continue to do.
Well done tonight.
Thank you. See you.
He's probably a huge part in understanding how to block out the noise, because he's also been in those title chases with these team members as well. What do you think about his leadership?
Yeah, I think we needed that leadership tonight. He had to keep a calm head. I thought he made, obviously Mascara coming in was a really good performance, but he was on a booking. He took him off just at the right time. Calafiori as well, coming on, coming into midfield, and then Havertz. Just introduction, just at the right time, seemed to get Arsenal back into the game. So he's managing all these situations. He's 5 years now in the job. And you can see the extra experience. They won 5 trophies as an assistant manager, but let's not forget, with Pep. So he knows how to win a thing or two. And it's just, I feel he has the players now to accomplish this. But it's step by step. And you've got to enjoy it. You have to, if you can't enjoy this, to be 4 competitions this far, where are we now, into March, and you're still, we've got a cup final with Man City to come. It's a lot of anguish, but the pain is being shared. Man City now, they understand it. There's a disappointment for them. How will they react? No one's saying that, that I don't like the word bottling it. They're playing against Forest, who are scrapping for their lives and have got something back out of it. And Brighton doing pretty much the same tonight.
Kaz, you just highlighted it there, Martin. Fighting on 4 fronts as well, which is a privilege for teams to be in that position. It's also incredibly demanding.
It is, but I have to say, in terms of the squad, Arsenal's is brilliant. They've got 2 players for every position at high calibre, and you saw that. Martin mentioned it. The subs that came on were brilliant tonight. Managed the game, the physicality, the experience when they came on. Look, it's difficult for competitions, but he has built this squad. We saw it on him and Edu when they first started it. 2 players for every position. We fight for all competitions. So, yeah, they're well fitted for it.
And it's what we saw with that Manchester City side, who've been so dominant in the league. You have to do that if you're going to fight on all 4 fronts.
Yeah, and for City, that it's a bit of a changing of the guard. The likes of De Bruyne have left the building. Gundogan, it's a different group. The nucleus is the same, but you don't know how the people on the fringes are going to react. And, of course, that's a backward step for them. But you know they're going to come flying out the blocks. And these head-to-heads, Arsenal need to go there as well to City. Yeah. So there's a lot of tasty football to look forward to.
There absolutely is. Oh, well promoed, Martin. Leads me on to my promos, actually. You two are great. Thank you very much for your